You know, stepping on a bathroom scale used to be such a simple thing. You'd hop on, get a number, and either feel good about yourself or not so much. But these days, scales have gotten smarter, way smarter. Take the Etekcity HR Smart Fitness Scale, model EFSA 591SKUS, for example. It doesn't just give you your weight, it gives you a whole breakdown of your body composition, connects to your phone, and even integrates with your fitness apps. And honestly, that makes it a lot more interesting to use than your typical bathroom scale. So, let's dive in. First off, let's talk about how it looks. Because let's be honest, if it's going to sit in your bathroom, it should at least look nice. The Etekcity HR scale has that modern, sleek vibe with a tempered glass top, smooth rounded edges, and a low profile that slides right under a cabinet if you want it out of sight. It doesn't feel cheap or flimsy either. Step on it, and it feels solid, with a reassuring weight that tells you it's built to last. Some users even say it holds up well in humid bathrooms where water resistance is a must. And we appreciate the extra touches, like the bright display that's easy to read, even in low lighting. No squinting down and guessing if that's a 3 or an 8. Now, here's where this scale really separates itself from the old-school bathroom scales. It tracks 14 different biometrics. You're not just getting your weight, you're seeing body fat percentage, muscle mass, bone density, water percentage, and more. Of course, we've got to be realistic here. These smart scales use bioelectrical impedance to make estimates. That means, if you're looking for medical-grade accuracy, this isn't it. But what they do give you is consistency. If you use it regularly, you'll see trends, whether your muscle mass is trending up, body fat is trending down, or hydration levels need some work. And that's what makes it useful. It helps you spot changes over time rather than obsess over one-off numbers. Alright, let's talk about the smart side of things. This scale has both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. That's a big plus in our book. Why? Because Wi-Fi means you don't need to have your phone nearby every single time you weigh in. It just syncs automatically to the cloud through the V-Sync app, and later, when you check your phone, all the data is sitting there waiting for you. The V-Sync app itself is surprisingly polished. It lays out your stats in clean graphs so you can track progress day by day, week by week. If you're someone who likes to geek out over numbers, this is your playground. And it doesn't stop there. The app can connect to Apple Health, Google Fit, and even Fitbit. That means all your data lives in one ecosystem, whether you're running with your Apple Watch, tracking sleep with a Fitbit, or counting steps with Google Fit. Setup is pretty straightforward too. Download the app, connect the scale, and within a few minutes, you're ready to go. We didn't run into any headaches during setup, but we've seen a few people mention occasional hiccups with Wi-Fi pairing. Once it's up and running though, it stays connected solidly. So, what's it like to actually use this thing every day? Honestly, it becomes second nature. Step on, stand still for a few seconds, and you've got your full body analysis. The display shows your weight immediately, and then the app fills in the rest of the stats. If your feet aren't positioned correctly on the scale, a red indicator appears on the display to let you know. We also noticed that the readings are pretty quick, which is nice. Some older smart scales make you stand still forever while they run the measurements. This one takes maybe a second longer than a traditional scale, but nothing that feels inconvenient. One feature that surprised me is the weather display, and even a little beeper alert built into the scale. It's kind of quirky, but hey, if we can get our weight and a quick idea of today's forecast at the same time, we are not complaining. Now, let's address the big question. How accurate is it? Well, like we said earlier, the weight readings are spot on compared to a standard mechanical scale we used as a reference. Body composition numbers, like fat and muscle mass, are more of an estimate. They can fluctuate depending on hydration, time of day, and even what you've eaten. But here's the thing. Even if the numbers aren't perfect, the trends are what matter. If the scale says your body fat percentage is dropping week after week, that's a sign your fitness efforts are paying off. And if your muscle mass graph is creeping upward, you know those gym sessions aren't going to waste. Consistency is where it shines. As long as you weigh yourself under similar conditions each time, say, first thing in the morning, it'll give you a clear picture of progress. Another big plus is that this scale isn't just for one person. It can recognize multiple users automatically, which makes it perfect for households. Whether it's you, your partner, or even a roommate, the scale keeps the data separate and synced to the right profile in the app. No need to fiddle with buttons or repair devices every time. When multiple user profiles are saved, the scale automatically assigns the correct profile if no other user's weight is within 6.6 pounds. However, if there are multiple users whose profile weights are within 6.6 pounds of the measured weight, you can simply tap the scale to select the correct user profile. At around $80, the Etekcity HR Smart Fitness Scale isn't the cheapest option out there, but considering what you're getting, Wi-Fi syncing, a polished app, multi-user support, and 14 body metrics, we think it delivers great value. Compare it to high-end brands like Withings, which charge more for similar features, and this one comes out looking like a very solid deal. Of course, no device is perfect. There are a few things you should be aware of. Body composition numbers are estimates. Use them to track progress, not as absolute truth. Connectivity can hiccup during setup, though it's generally smooth once connected. Placement matters. Like all digital scales, it needs to sit on a hard, flat surface for the most accurate readings. Put it on carpet, and the numbers will be way off. But honestly, none of these are deal breakers. They're just the nature of smart scales in general. At the end of the day, the Etekcity HR Smart Fitness Scale does exactly what a modern fitness gadget should. It gives you more insight into your health without complicating your routine. It's sleek, reliable, and packed with features that actually add value instead of feeling gimmicky. If you're someone who wants to go beyond just weight, who wants to see the bigger picture of body composition, hydration, and muscle trends, this is a fantastic choice. It might not give you lab-grade measurements, but it will give you something arguably more useful: motivation. Motivation to keep going when you see progress on those graphs, and motivation to adjust when things aren't moving the way you want. And that, to me, is where this scale really shines. It turns a daily habit, stepping on a scale, into something that feels more like feedback and less like judgment. So yeah, if you're in the market for a smart scale that balances price, features, and usability really well, the Etekcity HR Smart Fitness Scale should definitely be on your radar.